So an epic clash between the All Blacks and the Springboks has just come to a close. As you can see beside me, the end score 35 points for New Zealand, 20 for South Africa, in a game that had quite a bit of everything is the best way to describe it. We saw the All Blacks start this match extremely quickly, 14 minutes, hardly giving the Springboks the ball. They were able to get themselves the early try of Aaron Smith, and then also that try just a little bit later from Shannon Frizzell when he ran down the wing and over the top of Willie le Roux. But South Africa, throughout this whole game, we could see that the physicality was something they were trying to bring into this fixture. It was just a very entertaining game to watch. And both sides, I believe they'll take learnings from it. They'll look towards that World Cup and they'll look at what they can do to improve. The bomb squad for South Africa, they were immense. They actually managed to get the first try for South Africa on the board with Malcolm Marx off the rolling maul. And that is something the Springboks have been able to use well in the past. They used well again in this game. We also saw a last-minute try from Kwagga Smith in the final moments of the game, but it wasn't enough to get within that 7. The All Blacks, they also had a try from Will Jordan and then Richie Mo'unga. So actually all try scorers from the All Blacks coming from Super Rugby Pacific South Island teams, 2 from the Highlanders and 2 from the Crusaders. But this game, we did see quite a few penalties being awarded throughout. I believe the count is South Africa. They did end up giving away 12 penalties compared to the All Blacks, who did give away the 8. There were quite a few handling errors scattered throughout there as well, but the scrum battle was actually very entertaining to watch due to the fact that neither side really were able to assert their dominance. The scrums were pretty 50-50. Looking at the key players from this game, the players who stepped up, I feel that first of all, Will Jordan, returning from injury, he did very well for his side, got himself the first try assist to Aaron Smith, was decent under the high ball, although did have a couple knock-ons along the way. But the good news for the All Blacks was he was at least contesting for those ones, so it still gave them a bit of a chance. Got himself the try near the end of the contest for the ABs as well. Another player who stepped up in this game, he was also one of the try scorers, was Shannon Frizzell. I felt like he really stepped up in this game in a position that some people were uncertain whether or not he would be the starting blindside flanker for the ABs going forward. I feel like other than one penalty that he gave away in this game, if he plays like he did in this game, it will certainly be a very good option for the Springboks. There were a few players who did step up for them. Cheslin Colby, I felt that he was pretty unlucky throughout the game. Things just weren't quite going his way. The ball wasn't falling the way he needed it to. He was always in the hunt. He actually managed to get himself the try for the Springboks in the later stages of the match. I felt Damien de Lende at number 12 was solid. Same with Lukhanyo Am on the outside. But the big talking point for the Springboks backline, I would say, was Damian Willemse. They first of all had Faf de Klerk doing the kicking. Then they had Cheslin Colby doing the kicking. But Damian Willemse, he started at 10, but they weren't willing to give him that goal-kicking tee. And Lebok off the bench, he didn't look too bad. Him and Willie le Roux last week actually were able to build themselves up quite a bit of chemistry. So I wonder whether or not that is a combination that they look at for the game up against Argentina in 2 weeks, rather than having Willemse and Willie le Roux. In the front row, Stephen Kitsoff, he has to get a mention, managed to get himself 2 turnovers early throughout the fixture. And once he gets locked over the ball, I said it on the stream, which is actually why I'm wearing a suit, I should mention. I'm not just randomly wearing it for the sake of it. We were doing the live commentary for this game. I said that for Stephen Kitsoff, as soon as he's locked over the ball, the only man who decides when he gets off that ball is Stephen Kitsoff. Because when he has it, he just doesn't let go. He's rock solid and a very hard man to move. But the All Blacks, they were able to shift the ball very well out through their backline. Speaking of movement, they actually had a lot more momentum than I first expected in this game up against the Springboks. Normally the Springboks are able to shut that down, but I think because New Zealand were attacking from slightly deeper, it meant that there was just that little bit more time to get the ball out wide, and they were finding success with the likes of Will Jordan and also Geordie Barrett in there as well. But nonetheless, this is just a very short review of the game. We are going to be doing the live commentary for the next contest taking place between Argentina and Australia in a very short moment, so be sure to tune in for that. We will have a more in-depth breakdown of this game coming out in the next couple of days. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Do let me know what you thought of the match and who your man of the match was. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for the next one.